So, good afternoon. So what we are doing today is previously we were doing linear equations when we knew the intercept and we knew the slope. And this time what we're going to do is we now know the intercept, but we don't know the slope, but we know another point on our line. So, if, for example, I tell you that the intercept, there is an intercept at y equals 3, and there is another point on my line. And the another point on my line is, it is at 2, 5. So, I have an intercept at 3. And by the way, when I say y equals 3, the coordinate for that is 0, 3. Remember, the y-intercept is when x equals 0. So if I know this point here, and I know this point here, I can figure out the gradient that links these 2 points. So I have my equation over here, y equals a plus bx. And in here, I can put some information. Now, I already know that a is going to be equal to 3 because I have this information over here. What I need to now do is I need to figure out what b is equal to. And b is the gradient. It is the slope of my line. Now, we have, just as we had m, we have an equation. So we have the point on the right minus the point on the left. So in this case here, which point is on the right? Which set of values is on the right of the other? Two, 5, thank you. So 2, 5 is on the right, so we're going to call this one x2 and y2. And this is going to be x1, y1. So I'm going to substitute it in here. So it's going to be 5 minus 3 divided by 2 minus 0. And that means I now have 5 minus 2 is 2. Oh, sorry, 5 minus 3 is 2. And 2 minus 0 is also 2. So what does that mean my gradient is equal to? Yeah, correct. And that means that if I put that up in here, I get y equals 3 plus 1x. Do I need to write the 1? Nope. So I can just leave it like that. So y equals 3 plus x. So this pattern is what you need to do from now on, or what you need to keep doing for 6D. And what you'll notice, so you'll have this here that you'll need to remember. So to find b, you need the 2 points. And one of those points is going to be an intercept, whether that's going to be an x-intercept or a y-intercept. So you'll have to think which one is on the right of the other. And remember, what you can do is you can also think about it as the one on the right is going to have the larger x coordinate. All right. So I'm going to do another couple of examples just so that we can get in the swing of things. So I'm going to move that up there. So I'm going to have a y-intercept of minus 2. So that means the coordinate is at 0, minus 2. And I'm also going to have another point. The other point that I'm going to give you is going to be minus 2, 7. So I've given you a weird point now. So, which of these points is on the left or the right? Which one is on the left? Which one is on the right? So I have 2 points here, 0, -2, and -2, 7. Which one of these points is on the right? Now, when I say left and right, I don't mean literally on my screen. I mean if I were to plot them on an axis, which point is where? All right, -2, 7 is going to be up here, and 0, -2 is going to be over here. So which one is on the right? So this one is -2, 7. And this one is 0, -2. All right. So this one over here is going to be on the right. Therefore, this one is going to be x2 and x1. And then this one is going to be x1, y1. So, do I know A or B already? Remember, this is y equals A plus bx. Do I know A or B already? Okay, yep, A. And what is A? A is -2. Cool. So now I need to find B, and I have my formula. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And that means I have, so it's -2 minus 7. And then I have 0 minus -2. And what does that mean? What does that happen? It's not. What happens to this 0 plus 0 minus -2? It becomes -9 over +2, which means that my B value is equal to negative 4.5. All right, because it's -2 minus 7, which is -9. Then I have 0 minus -2, which is +2. So -9 divided by +2 is -4.5, which makes sense. Remember, I've got the graph, I've got the sketch over here of it, and it's clearly a negative line because it starts at the top left and ends in the bottom right. So it therefore has to be a negative line, which therefore makes sense with our answer of minus. So if I would then write the full equation, it would be y equals -2 minus 4.5x. But sir, if I already know A and I already know another point, can't I just solve for B that way? Why, yes, you can. You can solve it that way. However, we want you to build up the skills of using this formula here first, because you will need it later on when I don't give you the intercepts to work with. All right, so for example, if I were to try and solve this question without even working out the gradient, what I can do is go y equals A plus bx, A equals -2. The other point that I know is -2, and that's an x and a y value. So what I can do is I can substitute in the A, the x, and the y. 7 equals minus 2 plus b times minus 2. And then I can solve this like I would any other equation. Add 2 to both sides. 9 equals negative 2 times b. And then divide both sides by negative 2. b equals negative 9 over 2, which is what we have. Which is what we got over here. But this way means you aren't working out the actual gradient by a formula. And it means that you're not practicing those skills properly. Because what you're eventually going to be asked is, well, I'm just going to give you 2 points. No intercepts, I'm just going to give you straight up 2 points. Tell me where everything goes. And that's where you get in, that's where you'll run into trouble.